Hey everybody, welcome. It's Doug Mystic on Board Game Geek, Doug Mystic on YouTube, Doug Herring on YouTube, bringing you episode 11 of our playthrough of Legends of the American Frontier, where we are building the legacies of Daniel, Sarah, Annie, and Thomas as they adventure through the frontier west of the United States. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, we have done our sunrise phase as usual at the end of the last episode, so we're ready to start with our adventure phase, and we're going to get right to it. I didn't have anything specific that I saw that I needed to edit from the last one, or correct rather, so we're just going to get right to it. Okay, so here are our characters. They're going to decide on where they're going to go. We're going to start with Daniel here. That's our character, and he is first. He is going back east, where he's going to attempt to become the instructor at the 1st National Military Academy. It's a combat of 15. It says gains prestige as an instructor in the newly established West Point Academy. And it also has an exposed Wheel of Fate, which is no change, so he can just go after it. Then we're going to go to Sarah. Sarah, the super explorer, who would, if this game were reality, would be one of the most renowned characters in history in the American West. She's going to rest. Then we got Annie. She's going to go compete with Daniel in back east for the position of the instructor. Now Annie is not a particularly good fighter, but she has some tricks up her sleeve. And then we got Thomas. Thomas, the unscrupulous. Where is he going? He's going to the far west, where he is going to attempt to become a governor and enter the gubernatorial election of one of the western states. That's kind of scary, knowing that that he is not a very kind or generous or trustworthy individual, as this story has progressed and proven. Of course, it shows. This is one of the things that shows that doesn't pay, because his legacy is a wreck. But anyway, let's get to it. We're going to start with Daniel, who is back east. So Daniel is not a bad gunfighter. He's got a 4 in his fight skill, and he's going to play a whopper of a card. He's got a 7. Let's do this. I'm going to move all of this over here like I was before. It seems to make more sense. So we can play our cards down. Boom. Okay, he has played a 7 with his combat, or fight rather. So he's got a 10 right now. He needs to get a 15. Let's see what he gets. He gets, ooh, that's pretty good. So that's 16. He is 1 over. He has no way to influence this. So I guess he'll have to live with a 16 and hope that Annie does not do better. She's not as good at gunfighting as he is, so he might luck out. So he has a, what did I say he had? He has a, 10, 17. So 17 for Daniel. Now we're going to replenish his hand with 1 card and send him back. Now, since Sarah rested, we're going to skip right to Annie and do her turn against this card as well. See if she can become the instructor at the West Point Academy. Now, what did she have to do that? Well, I had a couple choices with her, but I believe that she's just going to play it simple and just hope for some luck. She's going to play a 6. That gives her a 6, basically. So she's got to do pretty well on this card draw. That's a 10. She doesn't have any real way to succeed at this, but this is the only one she really could have done. She definitely doesn't want to go back to the far west because she's wanted, and you never know. Anyway, let's see what this says. Wilderness mishap, discard to prevent. Well, we can't do that, so it's not an in-play type event. Anyway, she failed, so we're going to have to look at the bad side of that. I'll give her card back, a new card rather, and she is going to have to take a, what is that, a combat mishap. Now, she doesn't have a combat score, so she's not that worried about it. But she is going to lose something. Performed poorly as commander. Well, there you go. This is why she didn't make it. The looks of betrayal in the eyes of your men troubles you the most. Discard all happiness and lose 1 combat. Well, she doesn't have a combat to lose, but she can lose a happiness token, unfortunately. And that was Annie's turn. So we do know that our guy Daniel is going to win that, and now we're going to go on to Thomas back at the running for the governor's election. Now, the reason he ran for this one, as opposed to the state senate election, is because of this. He can't do an American Ingenuity. Now, he doesn't know. Maybe he won't be able to do it on the gubernatorial election either, but he wants to do that. So we're going to play that and see what he gets. If successful, change reward to any type. Wow, that's pretty good. So he can change these rewards around. That's going to be very helpful for him should he be successful. Now, it is a personality of 19 he needs. So he is actually going to play this card here. This is called Supplies. This card is considered wild for an American Ingenuity set if it can it can be played as part of an American Ingenuity for 5 points. And that's what he's doing, because then he is also going to play that for 7 points and this one for 10 points. And then again, he's got he is actually in the Far West, so this is also going to come into play. It says Deadeye Shot. This card, the value of this card may become a 7 when played as part. Now it's a 3, so I can play it as part of a American Ingenuity test, but it becomes a 7 when you play it in the Old West, which is what he's doing. So he's got a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and he's looking for personality of 19. So 5. Oh, he's at 8 right now. 18. What more can he do? 18, huh? Let me just look at his cards that he's got left. I don't know if he can do it. Let me think. Ooh, this is a tough one. Well, he was holding on to this card, but he's going to, because it had a neat effect, but he's going to play it because he doesn't want to lose this mission. So that'll put him, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20. He just barely made it. And he played a whole bunch of cards, so he's going to have to draw a bunch of stuff here. And let's see, he's got 2 cards left, so he will get some more cards there because he played a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, he is full up on cards, and he also completed his mission. Now we're going to do the quests or the missions rewards rather before we go to Sarah's rest action. So what does he get? He gets +1 skill and personality, so he's now at a 6 in personality. That's pretty impressive. He gets 3 status tokens. I'm looking at this, and I think now he can change them. It says if successful, change the reward to any type. So let's see. This is what he would get. I'm going to move these aside for a moment. He would get these 3. Not that one. Sorry, pulled that one out by accident. This one, and either a personality or a fame based on the card. I think that he's actually okay with this. This is really good for, well, no, he wants all of these 3. He wants 2 of these 3 to be personality. And then for this one, he'll take another personality. No, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. That'll be all he needs. So he'll take another fame. Yep, he'll take another fame. Okay. Yes, that's what he's going to do instead of that. So here's how his reward ends up. He gets that right there. Okay, so he turned these 2 in instead of these. He picked up 2 personalities. Why is he doing that? Because he wants this. Live to a ripe old age and be considered a national treasure. That's interesting because he is a governor, but still. When you buy this card, you may discard 2 cards that have a negative effect. That's what he's after. Everybody knows it too, so he's got to be careful. But this does then go to his legacy, which is a +4. So that was pretty good for Thomas. Kind of got him out of the bad place for just a little bit. I don't know if it's going to save his bacon, but it did help. So anyway, we're going to get rid of him. Then we're going to go to Daniel and take care of the reward for his adventure. So for becoming an instructor at West Point, he's going to gain a skill of 5, the newly founded West Point Academy. he cannot change these like the other one did, so he's going to get 2 status tokens, a fame token, or actually he has a choice between fame and personality. Which one? He wants fame. Yeah, because that's going to give him some choices. And then of course this will go to his legacy, which will add a +2 to his legacy. So he's doing pretty good. I don't think nobody's beating Anne as far as I can tell, but he's doing all right. And that's going to end his turn. So now we're going to go to Anne's rest turn and see what she does. She has a choice between a true grit or drawing 4 cards. She's going to draw 4 cards because that was the problem. One of the reasons why she rested. She did not have good cards. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Boom. And that's going to give her some additional help there. I'm going to have to discard back down to 7. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so she's going to have to discard down a couple. I'm going to get rid of... Ooh, that's a big one. I don't know. Let's see. Well, now she's got big cards, but I don't know which ones are going to help her most because most of the adventures are out. So she can get rid of that one. And she'll get rid of... Ooh, I don't know. This one here. This hired gun card for a 2. I'll put her back down to 7. And then she is going to, well, I thought she was going to be able to purchase something, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, she is actually. So she is going to trade in her rest action. She's going to trade these 2 in for a fame token. And she is going to then purchase this card, which is Heralded Indian Fighter, which is amazing. She has done everything in her life, which gains her either one fight skill or 1 frontier skill. I think this has been coming up a lot, so she's going to take a fight skill. But the main thing is it does give her +1 to her legacy. And we're going to turn over the next to the last card in the fame pile. It says Renowned Wilderness Scout. That's pretty good too. And that is going to put her back. Oh, she had to spend these 3 to get that, so she's got no more tokens left. But it doesn't matter. She is doing exceptionally well. And then we're going to go to the night phase. Now, in the night phase, our guys, of course, still buy cards. And Daniel is going to go first, and he's got choices, actually. He could buy this one. Well, actually, he was able to originally buy these 2. The one that was here, but he can't buy that one that's there. Well, he can, actually. Let's see, which one's better for him? Well, they both do that. They both give him... Oh, that's a gain 1 point of both. Wow, that is really good. So he's going to do this, and he can. He's got 3 fame tokens and a happiness token to buy this Renowned Wilderness Scout, which will bump up his fight skill to 6 and his frontier skill to 4 and add another 1 to his legacy. That's pretty good. And then we're going to draw the last card here, which is numerous articles on your exports are published. May always trade fame for status. Okay, well that's an interesting one. I don't know who that's going to help right now, but that was his. And then we're going to... Sarah rested, so she doesn't have any more tokens, and then Annie only has the 1 fame token. So now we're going to go to Thomas. He does have something to do here. Look, because he's got tokens galore. We know what he's going to do, actually. He's going to buy this card for 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that is going to allow him to do this. And he gets to get rid of 2 of his bad cards. We're going to see which ones are his worst ones in his legacy. Let's flip through it and see. We got that one's a -2, that Dark Secret. -1. -1. -2. That's the Rum Trader one. He could get rid of that one for the leg and wipe it out of his legacy since he's living to a ripe old age and people love him. Yeah, I think so. He's going to get rid of Dark Secrets and the ship Molasses for rum and slaves. So he was able to do a little rewrite of history, right, and get rid of these 2 cards from his legacy. That took -4 points away. That is pretty good. And he no longer is noted for his escape, his hanging escape, and his slave trade. So that was good for him. These are going to go away. And that means he gets to add this to his legacy as well for +1. That was a very good card for Thomas. And Thomas still has some tokens he could buy something with next turn. But we are going to have to reveal another happiness card. It says, Oldest Son follows in your footsteps. Each time you participate in a successful group quest mission, you gain 1 fame or 1 happiness. Wow, that's cool. your children become super cool people. All right, let's move on to the sunrise phase for the next turn. All right, guys, the sunrise phase. We have drawn the very last adventure in the back east missions. So the next turn is very likely to be the last one. It says attend the first inaugural ball. Personality 13, very easy to get. So we're going to do that there. And remember, here you put up a fate token and it comes out right away. It says +5 to difficulty rating, so it's actually harder than it was. Now it's a 18. Then in the middle here, the state senate election drops off and becomes no bueno. And we're going to draw the last card from there. It says scout the Cumberland Gap Pass for a 13 wilderness. Well, we know who wants that one. So this drops off as well. We replace a new one there. And then last but not least, in the far west, we are also going to draw the last of the cards there. So Farmer's Call for Hired Gun. That's interesting. Okay, offered your skill to farmers defending their lands from the infringing cattlemen. For 15, you get all kinds of good rewards there. We're going to put a token there as well. Now these cards were actually just discards, the ones that fell off. So we only had about 3 of these fall off, but all of them are empty now. So whatever mission gets completed next turn, we have to draw a new one on the next phase. It will end the game. So I believe that we're going to continue on. I think we got enough time to do this last video for the gameplay, and then the next video will be an overview of their legacies, which I think will be fun. See how they ended up. All right, so I forgot to pass the marker. It goes from Daniel to Sarah. So Sarah will be first player, and we're going to go right into seeing what they're going to do. Okay, here we go. We got everybody set up and ready to knock it out, so let's see what everybody's going to do. Well, Sarah is going back east to attend the first inaugural ball. That seems like a great way for her to cap off her legacy. Pretty cool stuff. Annie is going to go to the frontier, where she's going to attempt to scout the Cumberland Gap Pass. Thomas is going to the far west, where he's going to try and end his legacy on a high note by defending farmers who need a hired gun to stop the ranchers. And then Daniel's going to compete with Annie and go to scout the Cumberland Gap Pass as well. So that's our setup for this turn. Let's get everybody going. We'll see how this ends up. This will be the end of our playthrough. So Sarah is going first, and she, as you know, she's going to the inaugural ball, the first inaugural ball, and she is going to play. Now remember, she's got a decent personality. She needs a 18, so she needs a little luck here. This may be the first one that she fails. She failed very few of them, and she's going to start. She still has 2 True Grit as well. She's going to start with a 6 personality card, and let's see what we can get. Wow, look, she is the luckiest person in the game, without a doubt. So that gives her a 13, 17, and she gets to draw again because that was a trump and a luck card. Look at that. Well, she clearly finished this mission and succeeded. So she completed attending the inaugural ball. That will officially end the game at sunrise, because we won't be able to draw another back east card. So when we go to the sunrise or the evening phase, we're going to check, and we're going to see that we're going to be ending the game. So what does she get for that? Excuse me, I swallowed wrong. Anyway, she gets one of those tokens, and a status token, and 2 fame tokens. Doesn't she get? I think she gets something special for status tokens. I'm going to look through her cards. Yes, she's got close contacts in powerful positions. So each time you gain 1 or more status cards, you get to take an extra one. So she gets that. They are not worth anything at the end of the game, but it might allow her to do something. Possibly. We'll see. Maybe not. And this is going to add +2 again to her superstar legacy of power. And this is going to go away. So she succeeded. That was a pretty awesome round for Sarah, and she didn't even have to use her last two True Grit tokens to whopper that one and succeed big time. Okay, now we're going to Annie. Now, you know that Annie is competing in the frontier with our guy Daniel for the scouting of the Cumberland Pass. So we're going to get Annie out. We have not revealed the fate token for that yet, so what is it? If successful, change reward to any type. I like that one. That's pretty good. That means you can actually end up getting something. But what is she going to do? Well, let me look at her cards real quick. This is a frontier. Oh, I remember. Yes. Okay, she's playing this one. Trailblazer, when played on a Frontier or Far West adventure with no other players present. Oh, becomes an 8. So she was hedging her bets on that, and it just got ruined. I just realized that ruins Annie's play, and that's the only Frontier card she had. It would have been an 8 wild. So she's going to have to start with a 1, a 2 right now to see if she can succeed at that. Oh, that is so rough. It's only a 13. Well, she does get lucky. There's an 8. Now she's at a 9. She doesn't need a whole bunch more. And she succeeds with a 14, 15, 16. So she's got 16, but that doesn't mean she's won. So we're going to make note of that because she still has to beat Daniel in this adventure. So let's get Thomas out first. Thomas is going to do his thing. He's going, and again, this is not the one he's going after. So we're going to put that back for a moment and take out this one. And again, we had not revealed the token yet. It is shared reward. All players successful on a solo adventure gain the reward. Well, no one went with him on that, so he's just got to get a 15 with a gun, and he has a good card there. Where was it? Yes, here it is. So we're playing Trick Shot. It's a 5. It says, when played as Trump on an adventure, which it just was, you may refuse the first card dealt in the Destiny and have a new card dealt. So it's like having a True Grit token. So we're going to do that. Well, it's a 7. What does that put him at? That's a 7, 12, 13. So he's just shy of it. Doesn't have a choice. He's going to have to do that again. Hopefully he gets lucky and gets Trump. He did not. So 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, wait a second. No, that was 12, 13. So he failed. He was just a couple away. He failed on that. He gets to take either a combat negative effect or a hardship token. I think he'll take the combat negative effect. Those tend to be not as bad as the other ones, but let's see what he gets. Surviving a scalping. You survive, but half your hair is missing, and it's a gruesome sight. Wow. Oh my gosh. But he does get oddly enough, a status fame token for it because he was nearly scalped. I'm going to leave that with his legacy for now so we can talk about it later. And he has failed to do that. So that goes back to the board, but it's not going to matter. Okay, that is going to end his turn. And now we're going to go to Daniel. So Daniel, again, is scouting the Cumberland Pass. He's trying to beat Annie to it. And he probably will because he does have an 8 right there. That puts him at 11 right now. So he's in good shape, and that'll do it. So he well beat Annie. Annie had a 17. So let's see what that does. That's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 19. So he did beat Annie to the punch on that. They both succeeded, so Annie won't take any negative rewards, but she also won't get the benefits. So while we're here, we're just going to do the benefit. Now he can change these to anything he wants. Let me think. He'll definitely take one of those. And he's going to take a gold token because that gives him 2 options at the end of the game. And he also gets to add this to his legacy for +2. Boom! That is the end of Daniel, and that is the end of the player's turns. So now we're going to go into the evening phase. Now this is going to change some things. It says immediately move to the legend stage if either an adventure needs to be added to any location back east, frontier, far west, and there are no adventure cards available, or when 2 of the reward cards or hardship decks are depleted. So we're going to now move to the legend stage, which means award legacy cards. Now we'll get into that right now, and that'll be a new thing that we're going to do for the game, and it'll end the game for us. I think I'm going to research this a little bit. I may clear the board and do some other things just to make it so we can display everything on the table. We'll see. Okay, with the way that the legend phase, or the legacy phase works rather, we are going to stop here and end this episode for now, and then because the way the legend stage works is we're going to display the legacies like I said we would do in the last episode, and we're going to see who's got the most of what and who did the best at what, and that's going to gain them a legacy, which is a bonus card that has a really cool story associated with it. And I'm not going to read them now. We're going to save them as a surprise. So we'll get to that in the next episode. Guys, thank you so much. That was a lot of fun. This is a really fun game. I can't tell you how much I enjoy this game. Great stuff. Anyway, this will be the end of it. We're going to get to our legacies next turn. I'm probably going to clear the board of some stuff, and we'll tell some stories. It'll be fun.